What if I told you a modern printer can place millions of tiny dots onto a single sheet of paper with incredible precision? Dots so small, they're almost invisible to the human eye. Yet together, they become photos, documents, books, money, even artwork. Sounds impossible, right? After all, you're simply pressing one button. So what's actually happening inside that plastic box sitting on your desk? How does a digital file stored inside your computer suddenly appear as real ink on paper? How does the printer know exactly where every tiny droplet belongs? And why do laser printers use electricity while inkjet printers spray microscopic liquid droplets? Today, we're decoding one of the world's most common machines. We're going inside the printhead, inside the laser system, inside the ink itself, and uncovering the hidden secrets that transform digital information into printed paper. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how printers work, how ink and toner reach the paper, and why modern printers are far more incredible than most people realize. Let's decode the process. Printing has changed civilization. Books spread knowledge across the world. Newspapers delivered information. Businesses exchanged contracts. Schools printed textbooks. Hospitals printed medical records. Factories printed labels. Even today, in our digital world, billions of pages are still printed every year. Invoices, photographs, shipping labels, passports, blueprints, legal documents. Nearly every industry depends on printers. The incredible part? Whether you're printing a simple homework assignment or a full-color magazine, the basic scientific principles remain surprisingly similar. Data, precision, ink or toner, and paper. Master these four elements, and you'll understand
what's inside a printer. At first glance, a printer looks like a simple plastic box. But inside, hundreds of precision components work together. The brain of the printer is its controller board. Think of it like the computer inside the machine. It receives your file, processes every page, and tells every component exactly what to do. Then comes the paper tray. Rollers pick up one sheet at a time. Sensors constantly monitor the paper's position. If even one sheet moves incorrectly, printing can fail. Inkjet printers contain tiny ink cartridges. Each cartridge stores liquid ink. Some printers use four colors: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Together, these colors can create millions of different shades. Laser printers work differently. Instead of liquid ink, they use toner. Toner looks like fine black or colored powder. You'll also find motors, belts, gears, encoders, paper rollers, optical sensors, cooling fans, power supplies, and incredibly precise print mechanisms. Every component serves a purpose. But surprisingly, the most important thing inside the printer may actually be something you can't even see: tiny digital instructions. Because before ink ever reaches paper, the printer must first understand exactly what it's supposed to create. Let's see how that happens.
The printer receives the file. Everything begins with information. You press print. Your computer converts the document into instructions. Those instructions travel through a USB cable, Wi-Fi, or an Ethernet connection. The printer receives millions of tiny commands. Each one tells it exactly where ink should go. Think of it like following a paint-by-number puzzle. Except instead of dozens of squares, the printer must position millions of microscopic dots. Its processor analyzes text, images, colors, fonts, margins, every detail. Only when everything has been calculated does printing begin. Preparing the paper.
Before anything can be printed, the paper must move perfectly. Pickup rollers grab only one sheet. Separation pads prevent multiple pages from feeding together. Sensors confirm that the paper entered correctly. Electric motors rotate with incredible precision. The sheet begins moving through the printer. Not too fast, not too slow. Every millimeter matters. Imagine feeding dough through a pasta machine. If it moves unevenly, the entire result is ruined. The same happens inside a printer. Paper movement must remain perfectly synchronized. Printing the image. Now comes the magic. If it's an inkjet printer, thousands of microscopic nozzles inside the print head begin firing. Tiny droplets of ink, each smaller than a human hair, are sprayed onto the paper. Some printers fire over 30,000 droplets every second. Each droplet lands exactly where it's needed, one dot at a time, until the entire image appears. Laser printers use a completely different process. Instead of spraying ink, a laser draws an invisible electrical image onto a rotating drum. Charged toner sticks only where the laser has written. The toner transfers onto paper. Then heated rollers melt it permanently into the fibers. Whether inkjet or laser, both systems rely on extraordinary precision. Think of an artist painting millions of tiny dots at unbelievable speed. That's exactly what the printer is doing. Drying and finishing yet. Ink must dry. Laser toner must fuse. The paper continues moving. Additional rollers guide it smoothly. Laser printers pass paper through a component called the fuser. Inside, hot rollers reach temperatures over 180 degrees Celsius. The toner melts, then permanently bonds to the paper. Inkjet printers rely on specially formulated inks. These absorb into the paper fibers and dry quickly. Finally, the completed page exits the printer, perfectly aligned, ready to read. Ready for the next page. The printer immediately prepares for another job. Print heads return to their starting positions. Rollers reset. Sensors check paper levels. Ink levels are monitored. Laser drums clean themselves. Waste toner is collected. Cooling fans regulate temperature. Everything resets automatically. Then, the entire process begins again. Page after page. Thousands of times. Some industrial printers produce hundreds of pages every minute. Yet every page still depends on incredible precision. What happens when things go wrong? Now for the interesting part. What happens when the process isn't perfect? Let's compare. Correct ink versus empty cartridge. Without ink, nothing reaches the paper. Prints become faded. Colors disappear. Eventually, the page comes out completely blank. Correct paper versus paper jam. Paper must move smoothly. If it folds, stops, or feeds incorrectly, the rollers can no longer move it. Everything stops. The printer detects the jam and waits for someone to remove it. Clean printhead versus clogged nozzles. Ink can dry inside microscopic nozzles. When this happens, some droplets never leave the printhead. Lines appear. Colors become inaccurate. Images look incomplete. That's why printers perform automatic cleaning cycles. Correct temperature versus fuser failure. Laser printers depend on heat. If the fuser isn't hot enough, the toner won't melt properly. The printed image can rub off with your finger. Heat is just as important as toner itself. 3 mind-blowing facts. Fact number 1. Some professional inkjet printers can fire more than 100,000 microscopic ink droplets every second. Each droplet lands with astonishing accuracy. Fact number 2. A modern laser printer can print hundreds of pages every minute.
while positioning toner with incredible precision measured in fractions of a millimeter. Fact number 3. The tiny dots printed on high-quality photographs are so small that your eyes blend them together into smooth colors. What looks like a continuous image is actually millions of individual dots. Conclusion. So what have we learned? A printer begins by receiving digital information from your computer. It carefully feeds paper through precision rollers. Then microscopic ink droplets, or electrically charged toner, create the image one tiny dot at a time. Finally, heat or drying permanently fixes that image onto the paper. What seems like a simple press of the print button is actually an extraordinary chain of engineering events happening inside the machines we use every day. From motors and sensors to lasers, print heads, rollers, and microscopic droplets, every component plays a critical role. The next time you print a document, a photograph, or even a shopping list, you'll know exactly what's happening inside. Which process should we decode next? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible engineering.